searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
All right, back from my vacay, and then my vacay that did not turn into a vacay. Shenanigans time. Here we are. We got my girl Janet on the co-host mic.
Hi. You need a break. You need a real vacation.
Tell me about it.
I'm going to kidnap you soon so we can go to Palm Springs. Maybe we leave summer home with Brock.
Right.
You need a real disconnect.
Seriously.
You have Tahoe, then Palm Springs. I mean, and I know you've been so busy today.
Yeah.
So how was Tahoe? I saw little clips of stuff on Instagram, but we haven't really caught up.
So I thought I would just do a little catch up at the beginning of this episode until my friend Bryce Vine gets here. He is our guest today. I'm so excited to talk all things music, Margot Robbie with him. If you guys haven't already seen the video that we did, I'm going to talk about it this entire episode.
Awesome.
It's so good.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, we went to Tahoe. And it was
supposed to be kind of a peaceful trip, right?
It started out quite peaceful and calm, considering who all was there. Now, obviously, I can't give you guys every single detail like I want to, because it's so easy to just talk about it, especially with one of my besties here. I just ask that you just show us some grace and don't judge based on photos you see, little snippets on TMZ.
Give Scheana a little bit benefit of the doubt here.
Be nice. Bryce is here. One thing he likes to do before performances and stuff is a breathing exercise, which I feel like I could use right now.
Totally.
So we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to come back, do some breath work, and then get into shenanigans with my boy, Bryce Vine.
Woo.
Be right back. All right, y'all. This episode of Scheananigans is also brought to you by Poise Ultra Thins. I've talked to you about this before, and I told you about how Lala and I had these conversations about things moms go through and don't talk about. And here on Scheananigans, I like to talk about those things. I like to talk about my experiences with motherhood, some of the uncomfortable parts of motherhood, whether that be mental, emotional, or physical. And if we're keeping it real about postpartum life, one thing we're not always talking about is bladder leaks. It happens. A lot of women use period pads for their bladder leaks after having a baby. But look, if we're actually keeping it real, period pads aren't designed for pee. Poise Ultra Thins, on the other hand, are designed exactly for that. Poise Ultra Thins are the brand's thinnest protection that keep you clean, dry, and fresh throughout the day, while you spend time with your babies, while you are out and about, while you are, maybe jumping up and down on a bar, performing an emo night, living your best life. Whatever you're doing, Poise is there offering you with and without wings, which helps stay in place all day. The little moments really are so important, and Poise Ultra Thins are such a good way to enjoy motherhood without compromise. It takes Poise. Learn more at poise.com. Okay, so one thing from my childhood into my adulthood that has always stuck with me in the kitchen on a night that I'm cooking is Pillsbury. Literally, my mom, ever since I was little, I can remember her making Pillsbury. The biscuits, the crescents, so buttery, so delicious. It is one thing I will never grow out of. They have so many new simple recipes made with Pillsbury crescent rolls that can be added to your weeknight dinner rotation. It's literally the perfect addition to any entree, or you make something with the new little easy recipes and boom, that is your entree. Here's the great thing about the Pillsbury crescent rolls. Literally, they don't take all night to make, and you can fill them up with delicious ingredients that can transform the crescent from a side dish to a main dish. Like I said, it can go both ways. With Pillsbury crescents, it's as easy as fill, roll, and bake to please your picky eaters and to move on with your evening. One thing that Summer Moon loves right now is a croissant. She will eat a croissant any day of the week. So the Pillsbury crescent rolls are literally the perfect thing to get her to eat something she loves, but to also fill, roll, and bank it with even more. Whatever you want to add to it, the weeknight recipes are so easy. I grew up a picky eater, but one thing I always loved was Pillsbury. My daughter, I hope she's not completely taking after me, but sometimes she can be a picky eater. I mean, she's 2 years old. And with Pillsbury, dinner prep in 30 minutes or less. You can find Pillsbury in the dairy aisle and boom, side dish, main dish, whatever your little heart desires. Find more weeknight dinner recipes at Pillsbury.com. I can't hold my breath that long.
I know, you
A
killed
lot of
me
people
by
can't. It expands your lungs, first of all, and it oxygenates your blood. So it's actually like an amazing thing you can do.
I feel really good. That was a nice refresh.
Baby still moving in there?
Yeah, he started kicking right when I let it
He's
go.
like, I can't breathe, Mom. I remember when I did some breathing exercises when I was pregnant. They were like, just don't hold it for too long because, you know, the baby gets
Oxygen
their
stuff.
oxygen from you.
Science.
So, all right, that was our little breathing exercise, getting into some shenanigans with Janet Elizabeth back on the co-host mic, baby boy in the belly, and Bryce Vine here for the second time, but it's been a real long time.
We did this before?
Oh my God. Do you not remember?
How long has it been?
It was like probably 4 or 5 years ago. It was, I think, my first year of podcasting at Podcast One.
Yeah, it's upgraded for sure.
Really?
It was not here.
Oh, yeah. No, it was not here. It was in a much smaller, darker studio. But this was, I think, Drew Barrymore maybe was just coming out, or it was early Bryce Vine days. Because I was like, I got to get him in now before he just goes on tour and blows up and is famous and forgets about me. So
Oh, that didn't happen, did it? I'm forgetting about you.
you didn't
part
forget
anyway.
about me, but
How
you
could
have
I?
blown up and you're worldwide known now.
We've known each other for almost probably a decade.
Yeah. No,
Like, I've
we
known
go
you
way
longer
back.
than some of my close friends in LA.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause we met through my ex-girlfriend.
Yes. And then we became even closer through my ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
Good
we
old
don't talk to
exes.
either of them anymore.
You know, just the exes bringing friends together.
Fine.
Aw.
But this week, I'm sure you guys have already been streaming Bryce's new song, Margot Robbie. You have seen the music video because I've been posting it. I am so excited and honored that you asked me to be your Margot Robbie in this video.
Oh, no, it was a no-brainer.
So was it your idea? Was it Neil's idea? Neil is also our mutual friend who directed this. I want to know how this video all came about and me being a part of it.
Well, first so when you come up with this concept, which is basically like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
You need someone that has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I couldn't just hire some LA model chick that's going to be stiff and just be told
Right.
what she's going to be told. And I was like, who do I have a relationship with that I know is going to be fun to work with? That's
Yeah.
going to be easy. And immediately we all popped up. We're like, Scheana. Is
I
she in town?
love that.
Where is she?
So, you know, it's so crazy. I think I told you this that day on set, but Janet doesn't know this. So back when the Drew Barrymore song came out and he was shooting the music video, I think we had briefly talked about maybe me being in that video, but it was right around when Rob and I broke up. It was a little too soon, but I was like, no, I need to be the girl in this music video. It wasn't me. So literally, like a week and a half ago, I'm driving. Per usual, I have Bryce Vine just on shuffle. He has so many songs now, it can entertain me for my entire drive because I never drive, further than maybe 2 hours. So I have my shuffle. Drew Barrymore comes on, and I'm sitting there thinking, God damn it, I should have been the girl in this fucking music video.
Should have been me.
You know? And anytime I see the video, I'm like, the girl in it, she's great, and they did 2 versions of the music video, and I wasn't in either, and I was just like, damn it.
I had no idea that there was this feeling.
Yeah.
Until-
So I was thinking this that day. And every time I listen to the song, I don't think that. But for whatever reason, this day, I just thought, like, damn, I should have been that girl. And no joke, that night, my friend Neil calls me and he was like, hey, do you have a second to chat? It's about a Bryce Vine music video. And I was like, no freaking way. Like, wait, what? And he goes, we want you to be the lead. The song is called Margot Robbie. I was like the new Drew Barrymore? What? And I just couldn't believe that. I'm like, am I a witch? Did I somehow manifest this today? Like the same day. It was maybe 8 hours later. As I'm thinking this, I get the call. How crazy.
Yeah, you're a manifester.
Yeah.
We're all witches.
Made it happen.
Exciting. Can I tell you something? I was showing Bryce when we were out in the lobby.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Your
yes.
first music video 12 years ago.
Oh my God, the Jonas
Jonas
Brothers?
Brothers.
Oh God,
He had
I'm
never
so
seen
sorry
it.
you had to
Pizza
listen to
girl.
that.
But
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
I was like, wow, 12 years, quite the upgrade.
Quite the upgrade.
Quite the upgrade. Still
Yeah.
a music video girl, but quite the step
How
up.
did
Yeah.
that happen? How did you end up in a Jonas Brothers?
So
movie?
I auditioned for their TV show on Disney. So I had a major guest starring role in an entire episode. And part of that episode was this dream, cheesy, pun intended, sequence of this massive pizza being built. And I'm the girl. I was the pizza girl that they all had a crush on. And back in, I think this was maybe 2008 when I did this video. Jonas Brothers, they've now had a major comeback, but back then, Disney, like my sister's age, she was in junior high, they were huge. So for me to be the pizza girl, it was iconic. I mean, to this day still, literally, James Kennedy's girlfriend, Allie, we were at the reunion sitting in the trailer, and I love
He's
that
not
they...
with Raquel anymore?
No. And her name is now Rachel. She has gone back to her birth name. Yeah. Apparently, everyone
how that
using
happens.
Yeah.
her name, like, whatever. We don't need to talk about her on this podcast. But Allie, I love that they left this part in the reunion because we're just having side conversation in the trailer. I had to be in a trailer 100 yards away from Raquel/Rachel because she had the restraining order against me.
Naturally, yeah.
You know. So we're sitting in the trailer and she goes, wait, I just realized that you're the pizza girl. Because for her age, like the mid-20s,
yeah.
that was huge back then. Like girls wanted to be me. They
love
wanted
it.
to be the pizza girl.
How were they to work with?
They were so innocent and shy and still in their purity ring phase. Yeah,
cute.
there was a part where Nick had to like grab my hand and pull me into like the dream sequence room, and he was like 16 and a virgin, and was like, I'm like, just grab my hand. But I'm also like 23 at the time, so I'm like, I mean, it was just a handhold for like a pull into the other room. But I mean, they were
My, how
great.
things have changed.
How things have changed. But yeah, I've done quite a few music videos in my day, but nothing like this that's a lead role where, I mean, it's just me and you in the video.
That's the whole thing.
And I loved it. It was at the Ragdoll Pink Palace where...
That place is so cool and
Yeah.
such a cool setting for this video in particular.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
And
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
such a
wonderful.
different vibe for me being there because a year ago I shot Summer Moon's first year birthday photos there. So a very, you know, cute
that's right.
set. And now I'm in there with like a chainsaw
Yeah.
and every tool, weapon imaginable
She
to
even made a
kill him with.
cameo at the video shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. So Brock had to bring her to me. We were flying to Tahoe the next
yeah.
day. So Brock brought her to set, and then I was driving her to my mom so he could go to the gym, get his stuff done. And when they come in, it's right towards the end kill scene.
Oh, gosh.
And there was no blood or anything around yet. I had like a play knife and
Yeah.
I showed her, you know, this is pretend. Like, you know, in your kitchen, you have your plastic knife and whatnot. But I was like, honey, please go take her in the room with the big teddy bears. I don't need to see her. Like, I don't want her to see me
Stabbing
with
This
the
doesn't need to
knife.
be like a traumatizing experience that like ends up in therapy. one
He's
day.
like,
You
she
don't need-
doesn't know. I go, she knows not to cut people with knives. I don't need her seeing mommy with a fake knife about
Stabbing
to
somebody.
fake stab someone.
And everyone's clapping.
Yeah.
Great work.
Great job, Scheana. Let's do that again. So right when she walked in, it was like right before we started filming that. And I was like, oh, mama, you know, has to work. So I was like, you go play with the teddy bears and I need to kill Bryce.
I loved it. I
But-
loved seeing you be a psycho like bunny boiler in
Yeah.
that moment. It was very, very
You
cool.
do the psycho look
Yeah.
all too well, Scheana.
Yeah, when Brock saw that, I was like, you know what I'm capable of, motherfucker.
See,
Don't piss
that's it
me
right
off.
there. You're doing it.
You pulled out like 10 different weapons, I feel
Yeah,
like.
and I was like, ooh, no, it's not strong enough. And there's one part where I have like the chainsaw thing and I can't figure out how to turn it on. I didn't want to know how to turn it on. So I was like, fuck this. Let me just get the axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was so fun.
Did you see the Barbie movie yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in a screening.
Tell me everything. How is it?
I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
And clever.
Yeah.
And just a total, obvious, straightforward bash on all men,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I laughed the entire time, but I was also offended.
Yeah.
As a man, so yeah, it just made us all look like useless, douchey, ass-slapping, chauvinistic garbage men.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
The
sure
women
you'll
have to have a
appreciate
win
it.
sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the moral right
Yeah.
there.
I also saw it at the same Spotify screening that you were at.
Oh,
And
yeah. You guys
like,
ran
yeah,
into
we
each
were all
other.
together.
You were like a row behind me, and you were your laugh was killing me the whole time, and I was
I
laughing.
really
It was
enjoyed it.
so funny, but yeah, you were cracking up the whole time. And
I'm
I loved
happy
it.
it was good because it's been so long since. I mean, it's been since post-COVID that we had like 2 blockbuster movies coming out the same weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer and Barbie head to head. You
Yeah.
know? When was the last time that happened?
Yeah.
Right.
Barbenheimer, you know.
Yeah. See, that's one thing for me now as a mom. I used to be an AMC A-list member when I still live in Marina, and now I'm even closer to the theater. But I used to go all the time, and now it's hard because I have to have someone come over to watch my kid while she sleeps so I can go to a movie. So I never get to go to movies anymore. I just wait for them to come out and we watch them at home. But
Honestly, we've gotten used to it. The
Yeah.
comfort of being in your own home, watching
Totally.
Netflix, Too Hot to Handle. You
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah.
are your go-to shows when you're at home?
I haven't been watching a whole lot. You know, I go through periods where I commit myself to like reading on my Nook instead of watching Netflix, and
Nice.
and then I'll like commit to a show that's like 2 years old. That's,
Yeah.
it's too late now to talk to anybody
Right.
about it. You know, I'm like, oh my god, this episode of Dexter was so good. You know?
Yeah.
And it's 2023. But I did watch Beef.
Okay.
I enjoyed Beef. Beef was really well written, weird story, but the leads were amazing. I love that guy Stephen Yeun from
Yep.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And Ali Wong is always funny.
Love her.
But it was just like, it's weird that we have all these shows that just kind of perpetuate this anger that we all have with each other.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like there's nothing just like free form and fun.
Right.
Just for the sake of fun.
Totally.
Including Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah. Have you ever seen an episode of Vanderpump Rules?
I have not.
Yeah, I didn't think
I've seen
so.
clips. I've
Yeah.
seen clips.
Like
but
online or whatever.
That's not how I know you, and that's not how I want
No,
you.
exactly. And that's the thing. So many of my friends, like you either have a friend like Janet who has probably seen every episode, some more than
All of
once.
them.
So sorry to hear that.
All of them. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm a fan. I love
Yeah.
what they do.
But then
I'm just
I have
being a troll.
my other like longtime friends who are like, no, I know you, who you are. I don't want to watch the show and see that version or see an edited version. So I feel like my friends are one or the other. There's no friend who's like half in, like, yeah, I've seen a couple seasons or a few episodes. It's like every episode or none at all.
I think that's a good balance in
Yeah.
friendships.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, but I've also been around for a lot of the events that are being filmed. So I see the real life and then how they chop it up and sort of what highlights they take. So I'm very aware
Yeah.
of like the whole picture.
And that changes your entire perspective on how this whole thing works.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know, when you really see it from the inside
Yeah.
and then see how they adjust things and twist them
Yeah.
to skew the audience's
or
view, you wonder what else
voices
they're
or-
doing that
yeah.
with. I'm like, when I'm reading a news article, is that just a skewed vision of what this person is trying to put into my brain? You know?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually have any real opinion.
I know, right?
You know, because it's
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna lie, like we all like just read the headlines
Yeah.
of stuff and decide that's messed up or that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
No, I literally saw a TMZ headline about Raquel Rachel the other day, and the headline was so different than the actual article. So it's like,
Well, they
it's
have to
so
get you to
easy.
click on it.
Totally. But that's the problem with like Brandy Glanville. Is she'll see a headline about me and then go on a Twitter rant, and I'm like, bitch, I said nothing about
Yeah.
you, and you're just going off on me based on a
Yeah, how
headline.
about a text?
And then she'll text me and be like, sorry, I saw a headline. I'm like, Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I get it. You know,
It's a lot
I
of
slept with
ready,
your husband
fire,
20 years
aim
ago.
is how
Let's
we
move on.
react to things.
Yeah.
Ready, fire, aim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like-
totally. Especially in this world. But it is easy to just go off a headline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Janet and I used to be what I like to refer to as your Band-Aids. So if you've seen Almost Famous, you know Band-Aids are there for the music. Groupies sleep with the artist, but Band-Aids are there for the music.
We're the homies.
Yes.
I'm surprised that this title hasn't made more headway in society,
Right.
especially now. I
Yeah.
love that. And
Yeah.
yes, you guys have been, you especially have been to shows that I've had in London.
Yep.
In San Diego. You guys were both in San Diego.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been to Denver.
Yep. I think that was the
Atlanta.
first one that I went to.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I forgot about Atlanta.
Yeah.
I was hitting on your
Seen
blonde
you in
friend.
Vegas. Yes, you were. I had, oh my God, all my friends in Atlanta are blonde. I swear I'm the only brunette. At least now I have a little bit of blonde. But we've literally been to so many shows in so many cities. And I was just telling him this when we were on set. I was so bummed. I had this whole plan, which he wasn't even aware of yet. I was planning it with JP, you know.
I love JP.
And
best.
we were at a NASCAR race together, and he was like, you know, you have to come back on tour with us. You know, you were always there before. And I'm like, yeah, now the kid's old enough. You know, I can come back and
hit
be a
some
Band-Aid.
shows.
So I messaged Janet, and I'm like,
That's
okay,
supposed
do
to be
we?
Austin, right?
Yes. I was like between, it was either Cincinnati or Columbus, and then I was like, ooh, or Austin. So I was like, let's do Austin. I was so excited because Dear Media's headquarters were based in Austin. So they have massive studios there and everything. I'm like, this is so perfect. So I talked to JP. I was like, okay, we'll get in the day before. He's like, Bryce has that day off, so we'll set up, we'll all do the podcast, and then come to the show. And we had this whole plan. And then I get slapped with a restraining order, and my court date was the same day as your show in Austin. I was so pissed.
Things did not manifest that
No,
day.
they
Drama
didn't.
never ends.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Can't get a break
so
from it.
yeah.
See,
so
I hope the lesson there is to stop getting restraining orders.
yes,
against you.
yeah. You know, someone
I've
said
been
to
saying
me.
it for years.
Someone said to me when we were on set of the music video, they said, but have you really lived life if you hadn't had a restraining order? I mean, I thought yes. I really thought I've lived a pretty full life without
Turns
that.
out I was wrong. I was all
Yeah.
wrong. No.
So that kept me from going to Austin. But now here we are. LA Scheananigans.
Your shows are so much fun. You have such an energy
fun.
on stage. I feel like you're always like jumping, running, like you don't stop moving. I feel like ever when you're on stage.
It's the best job I've ever had, and it's where I feel the most like comfortable in public, which is weird because there's like all
Interesting.
eyes on you. And
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you ever feel nervous, but if there's ever like festivals or something that you've been like really looking forward to that you're performing at that you get butterflies or anything before.
no, I don't get nervous
Wow,
for shows.
that's
I get nervous for
amazing.
other stuff. Stuff in front of cameras, I still feel like I don't know what to do with my hands, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at shows, no. I mean, I've been doing this since I was, like playing in a punk band in someone's backyard in high
Yeah.
school. That
Yeah.
show I got nervous, but I
Yeah.
was 15.
But you are also, I know, as you know, an artist, people in entertainment, when you're on camera and whatnot, we're our own worst critics. But you also, on camera, I was just texting you this last night, you're such a good performer. Like, there's this one shot in the music video where you kind of take your hands to it, and it's just like, it's so good and artsy, and you crush it.
Thank you.
You're so good at what you do.
I appreciate that, and it's nice to hear because yes, you're always your own worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also I'm a way better editor than I am a performer. Like just way
Oh.
better at knowing what it's going to look like to somebody else
Yeah.
and how it can be improved than I am like a performing on
Yeah.
the camera.
So you're,
I
like,
can
great at
find the moments.
self-producing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's I think honestly like when you can. It's the same thing with making music. Like you have to know what's compelling. Like you
Yeah.
have to know when you sound compelling, and if you sound right on a record, even if it's a good song and you don't sound compelling on it,
Yeah.
you just maybe send it to somebody else.
Yeah. Totally.
I have a question about industry in general. So are there any parts of what you do that you don't like? And if you had to either pick between never performing again or never writing and recording your own music in the studio, where do you fall with that? And what do you
Ooh. That's a good
like
question.
and dislike about those things?
I would be a very depressed person if I didn't get to perform. That's my favorite place to be, seeing the fans up front, being there in that room, sweating it out. When I'm done and I sit down after the show, there's like nothing wrong for like 15 minutes. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get a lot of moments like that in life, but that's my moment. So I would not give that up.
Okay.
I would rather stop writing songs
Wow.
than give that up for sure.
Yeah.
Because the writing process can be, people always want to come to the studio and they think there's this like mystique around being at a studio, and it's a wonderful experience sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of it is spending a whole day working on something that you may never use, you know, and it can get tedious, and like there's ways that you have to go about keeping it interesting. If you are the kind of person like I am, you'll start spiraling sometimes and think you'll never write another good song, you know, while you're in there because you can't come up with a single good idea, and that's just your day, you know. And then you go out and get a drink or something with friends and remember it's all going to be okay. But I would give that up over the shows for sure. That feeling of, because it never goes away, that feeling of I'm not good enough, this isn't going to work, even when you've had the success.
Yeah.
Interesting. And where did the motivation or ideas come from to do Margot Robbie?
You know what's funny is that we did that in a completely different way. I was with a couple other writer friends of mine. My friend J.O., who you've met before, he does a lot of TikTok stuff, and he's helped me with a lot of content creation lately. And we were all in the studio together, and my friend Ellis came through, and she's a Canadian girl, but she lives here. She is like the best example of an LA girl that I can give, because she's really intelligent, but she's also out all the time, and she's very comfortable, and she likes to say the word manifest and talk about zodiac signs and stuff, but she's like a wonderful person. And we had her in the studio. She's all dressed in pink, you know, and she was just sitting there, and we were kind of writing the song around her. We were like, what will she want? She's going to represent all the girls that want to feel like this girl that we're talking about today. We've just decided this. So every line we would like go over it and be like, what would you want to sing here? You know, and like, and if we came up with something and she's like, oh yes, I love that. And like she starts dancing and was like, cool, like we're onto something. And that was a really fun way to write a song.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that. We're usually just imagining these scenarios in our heads while we're sitting in a room with four men, you know, and you can't even see if it's daylight or night.
Yeah.
And you're trying to write, oh, the party's lit. Like, what? You know? So that was a nice change of pace.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick little break, but then y'all need to go and stream Margot Robbie on Spotify, wherever you listen to your music. Download it on iTunes if you're old school like me. We'll be right back. It's Friday. That means it's Factor Friday. It's time where I again just talk to you about how much I love these meals that keep me fueled. Whether it's the smoothies in the morning that I, by the way, share with Summer Moon. She today was like, I want the pink one. No, I want the mango one. She goes back and forth between either the mango or the strawberry banana. I don't care because I like them all and I'm happy to share them with her. They are nutritious. They are flavorful. The meals are delivered to your door every week, always fresh, never frozen. I have been getting so many new options that I love. I had this mushroom pasta the other day. They've got filet. They have so many different chicken dishes, rice, corn. I literally, you name it, I've tried it. And when I've been on the go lately, just so busy in between scenes and everything, I stay fed with my Factor meals because you know what? It's easy. It's quick. I don't have to go to the grocery store. I don't have to figure out what I'm eating. I open up my fridge and boom, it's there. So if you're like me and you're too busy running around during the day to think about lunch, keep your energy up with Lunch to Go. It's effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go and no microwave required. But for the ones that you microwave, 2 minutes, you chuck it in, boom, easy peasy. Y'all can head to factormeals.com/Team Ariana50 and use code Team Ariana50 to get 50% off. That's code Team Ariana50 at factormeals.com/Team Ariana50 to get 50% off. So are y'all wondering where Taylor got her tights for the Eras tour? I have the answer for you, and that is Capezio. It is what I have been living in at home. I've got the most comfy sports bras with matching boy shorts. Summer has some adorable dance wear, so much that I'm like, we got to get this kid in dance class because she needs to wear these outfits more than just in the house. But literally, Capezio has so many cute things for mom, for baby. It's not just dance wear, it's also what I wear. Like I said, to lounge in, you'll definitely be seeing me in this on season 11. Capezio is a family business since 1887. It is a trusted and world-renowned brand in the dance industry. They range in all sizes from toddler to 3X, and they are affordably priced. I'm telling you, Capezio, you are going to love it. They range in sizes from toddler to 3X, which means I can purchase matching outfits with my daughter. And we all know I love a good matching outfit with my baby girl. So whether you're taking dance, Pilates, just want to lounge at home, Capezio products are designed so you can move with ease and are always affordably priced. You can visit Capezio.com and get 20% off your first order when you sign up for emails, plus free shipping when you use code Scheana at checkout. That's CAPEZIO.com and use code Scheana for free shipping.
You just do this all day, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exhausting.
So, all day.
Thank God you have a co-host.
Yeah, I know. I was like, today I'm like, Janet, can you come in? I need some reinforcements. I've had a long week, a long weekend. I don't know if you saw, but my daughter broke her arm this weekend.
She just told me that.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So we were in Palm Springs. It was almost nap time. I went in the kitchen to get her bottle. Lala and her mom were sitting at my dining table. Summer was just sitting on the couch, and then she leaned over and stood up on the couch for 1 second, put her leg over it. I don't even think she was meaning to crawl over it. I think she's a monkey who likes to just crawl around and up and down everything, but she straddled her leg on it and then just lost her balance and went off. And it was only maybe, I mean, my couch isn't even as tall as this table, or maybe it's this tall. It was not a far fall, but I think because she wasn't planning on crawling over, she just kind of lost her balance, and then the way she fell on her arm, she was crying immediately, but I thought it was more she was scared. Our reaction, like Lala immediately ran to her and picked her up, and then I came over and then I grabbed her from Lala and I was like, stay calm, because I know she comes off like my energy, and if I'm really upset, she's gonna be more upset. So I'm just like, it's okay, you're okay, but then I also need to validate her feelings, and if she's not okay, I don't want to just tell her you're okay. Yeah. So I was just like, where does it hurt? And she was just like, ow, ow, ow. And then I was like, you know what? It's nap time. I'm just going to give her a bottle and see if she wakes up from her nap and she's still saying ow. She's at the age where thankfully she can communicate how she feels and where it hurts. So I hold her, I just let her nap with me in bed, and then a couple hours later she wakes up and she's just going ow, 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 and she's pointing, and I'm like, okay, it's either her wrist or her arm. So then I was like, can you do, there's a song, Daddy Finger, where are you? So I go, can you
Sounds
do,
like a hit.
The classic, you know?
It really is. It's like billions of views. So maybe, hey, your next hit. It's also funny, because Brock is missing a finger and a half, so the Daddy Finger song.
He is?
Crocodile accident. You never heard the story?
That is the most Australian thing I've ever heard.
I know,
in my
right?
life.
Truly.
So I asked Grace, say, can you move your daddy finger? And right then she goes, ow, ow, ow. And I was like, okay, so it's got to maybe be her wrist or this bone right here. Everything else, she was moving it fine. So we take her to urgent care. She was just having a full meltdown. She would not sit still for the x-ray. Brock was trying to hold down her hand. We're like, we're not going to traumatize her. The doctor was like, I'm sorry, we can't do this. You need to go to the ER. So then we go to the ER. They saw how upset she was. They were amazing. They got us in right away. And then
Where'd you go, Cedars?
No, we were in Palm Springs.
Oh, you were in Palm Springs.
Yeah, we went for a relaxing vacay from the vacay I just had in Tahoe.
Sounds very relaxing.
So relaxing.
You haven't
Ended up
gotten
in
a
the
second
ER.
to breathe, I feel like.
I really haven't. Not even today. It was like Amazon Live, podcast. Then
That's why we needed to do that breathing
Yeah,
exercise.
Right?
That was
It was
literally the
perfect.
only breathing
It was-
Scheana has done today.
That's it. I don't even think I've eaten today. Story of my life. So
Have some water. You're hungry.
right? So we get to the ER, and thankfully by then she had calmed down. She was watching her favorite thing on the iPad, And I had Brock take her in for that x-ray because they only allowed one parent. I was like, just you go. And she was fine. She did like the stop sign and the this and everything. They got perfect pictures. And the doctor came in. She goes, yep, it's broken. And I was like, wait, what? And I go, it's not just like a sprain or a fracture. She goes, well, it is a fracture, but a fracture is a break. It's treated the same way. We'll put a cast for 4 to 6 weeks. And I was like, whoa. Like, I thought it was just going to be a sprain. And then when they showed us it, it's her radius is a little bit cracked and then her ulna just the tiniest bit. So it's kind of both of these bones. And I mean, she was fine. Once the ibuprofen kicked in, like she was like moving it around. And so we thought
back on the skateboard.
maybe it's just
right?
a sprain. Yeah, literally. So they did the temporary cast, wrapped it up, and she's loving it. She is like Brock said, she looks like 10% tougher with the cast. She
really is such a
refuses to put it in the
strong girl.
sling. She's just flailing. I'm like, oh, you're going to hurt yourself
Kids
more.
are resilient, man.
Truly.
Kids are so
Summer's
resilient.
a strong little girl. I saw her this morning and she was coloring with her arm in the cast. And then she was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, other hand. And like, she's like, was like
Oh, yeah.
realized, I'm like, oh yeah, this one's supposed to hurt.
Now
Let
I'm
me, like,
ambidextrous.
It's like
do
she
it
just
on the
remembered
other
she's
hand.
faking it.
Yeah. Even though she has this big cast on, but she
Yeah.
does
I
look really
know.
cute in it.
Yeah, so that was my not relaxing
Fractured.
weekend.
I didn't realize a fracture is still a break. I guess that makes sense. I fractured my neck when I was 16. Did you know that?
No, how did you do that?
Yeah. I dove into the ocean.
Oh my God.
And I hit a reef and it split my head open down to the skull. Got 100 stitches in my head.
What?
In a foreign country, yeah. And then
Oh
had
my
to
gosh.
spend 9 months in a neck brace. I had to
No
leave school.
way.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Wow.
Where did you get
Probably.
100 stitches? Like in your hairline or?
Like you could, if I moved my curly hair, you would see like a very
Wow.
long thing all the way down almost to my forehead.
That's scary.
That's gnarly.
It was gnarly. So
Wow.
I feel for her. That's
Yeah.
the only bone I've ever broken. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
That's not a
never...
good one to break.
No.
That's like the
It's-
last
some
one you
say-
want to
some
break.
would say it's the worst.
Right? Seriously. My mom broke her neck, and still to
yeah.
this day,
Really?
she has issues. Yeah, when she was 18. And now she's.
People need to stop
58.
diving. People
Yeah.
be diving way too often.
Yeah.
They need to stop. I know tons of people now, of course, after you go through something like that, you hear all these stories of people that dove into lakes and now they're quadriplegics. And
It's so crazy.
yeah, part of what I
Yeah.
want to do at some point when I even have more of a platform is develop or help develop some of the technology that they use to like restore people's spinal cords and stuff. Because it's just like we're at this point in 2023 where it's like if you just screw that up, that's
Yeah.
it. It's a wrap. So
Yeah.
feels like something that we should be able to fix.
Yeah, totally. Okay, wait. Let's pause the conversation really quick because our next partner is AG1, and I need a minute to talk to my listeners about this. So, AG1 is the daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. Brock is obsessed with this brand. He drinks it literally every day. So I decided I was going to give AG1 a try because when it comes to taking supplements, I don't want to take a bunch. I just want a one and done, a single solution that supports my entire body and also covers my nutritional bases every day. As y'all know, we are in full production right now. I am so busy on the go. I need easy solutions that keep me filled with nutrition on the daily, especially things that support my immune system. So this is what I love. I drink AG1 in the morning or before a workout, just depending on what time. And it makes me feel just ready to take on my day. Since I've been drinking AG1, I feel like I've noticed an just more overall feeling of health. I've been working out with my trainer. I've been putting my mental health first, my physical health. But now it's just like I also need to support my immune system because if I don't do that, my body shuts down. So if you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Scheana. That's drinkag1.com/Scheana. Check it out. Well, you mentioned your curly hair. I wanted to ask, what was the inspo for the green?
I don't know. I just was like, yeah, let's go for something.
Yeah.
And then we knew we were doing the video the next
Right.
day, and I didn't want it to look too like bubblegummy. I wanted to just give it something weird. You know, like what is this like creepy dude who's building this woman with kind of like a punk hairdo
Yeah.
doing, you know? So yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I like eras. I like that this whole culture right now of eras, that I'm in this era and that era.
Totally.
You know,
That was the
It does bring
exact
out a different
color
energy.
my sister's hair was when I had my
Oh,
baby. I'm like
yeah.
in the hospital, and I'm like, and kids can't see color for however many months, but I was like, oh, that's how summer is
Wait,
gonna.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either. I was like, oh, this is how she's gonna, see her aunt for the first time. Is this gnarly green hair, but they can't see color for like a few
As a
months.
social activist.
Right? No, I love it. You can literally pull off any hair color you've done. Like you just have the vibe.
I'm trying to find one that I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing this one again. But
Yeah.
I like it.
You're
I
like, but they just all work, you know?
Let's do it.
Yeah, well, also, all of your songs just work. They all slap. They're all bops. What would you say is if you could pinpoint your favorite song that you've recorded to date?
There's a couple that aren't out yet. I mean, I have a bunch of songs that aren't out yet, but there's one, the one that I like the most, probably like to perform, is La La Land. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, letting the whole crowd just sing the easiest lyric possible
Right.
is always fun.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed with the songwriting on Glamorama, because I think about
Love
when
that
So
song.
good.
and you know who that song's about.
Yes,
You
I
do.
do. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's about the person that introduced us. Yes.
Oh.
My ex-girlfriend, her name was
Okay.
when we broke up. I was broken up about it. And I like wrote this song kind of like low-key insulting her, but it actually was kind of empowering for girls, and now like it's become like my anthem for like girls who just want to do what they want to do when they're young.
Yeah.
It's funny that's how it came about, but yeah.
Your
Totally.
music has a way. There's an escapism to your music that
I love that.
is really cool. Anytime I'm driving around listening to your music, especially if I'm by myself, it's so quick. It's if I'm in a bad mood or something's happening, I immediately can put myself in this scene that you've drawn up in your music, and it's really cool. I'm like, oh, I'm driving in a Ferrari through the hills. I'm at One Oak. I'm at
I love to
like
hear
all
that.
these
Yeah.
places, and it's like I feel like you're singing to me, and I feel like I'm sure everybody who listens to your music
Oh,
feels
yeah.
that way. But it's this really cool escape where I'm like, you set the tone, you set the scene really, really well, where you can just like listen and just kind of like, I'm like, oh, I'm not mad about that thing anymore, because now I'm in my head driving through the hills, heading to One Oak, I'm in the grotto, I'm in the, all
Yeah.
these places that you sing about, and it's like very easy just to put yourself in it and like get away from something, which I think is a really good, aspect of any music, if you can escape
Yeah.
from something.
See,
I'd
I
love to
feel
hear
that.
that.
way about I'm Not All Right, because when that song came out, I was very much single, smoking weed, drinking. It's like I like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. I'm like, that's me. And I remember just listening to that song on repeat, no joke, like all day. Like it was just like all day. I kept it on in the car. I was like, nope, again. And now I've been doing that with Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. I have had it actually on repeat, because I'm like, there's not another song I want to listen to right now.
And what's
love that.
better than escaping and feeling like Margot Robbie? Like,
I know, and I gotta be her.
I'm like, oh, I'm the star of the show
Especially
now.
right now.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
I mean, she's just earned her iconic status
Totally.
tenfold with
Yeah.
this
Totally.
Barbie thing.
Was this a coincidence with when you released it, or like you were planning around the Barbie premiere to release your Margot Robbie song?
Yeah, it was a kind of a mistake me and my team made not pushing that song to be on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a song that's missing from that movie when I went to go see it.
Yeah.
This kind of like iconic, let's be girls and have fun song.
Right.
And I wrote it it was last summer. We wrote it last summer,
Okay.
and I've held on to it for that long. And then maybe 2 months ago, my agent heard it again, and he's like, yo, what's the deal with this song? What are we doing? Josh is my best friend, so
Yeah.
he's going to say exactly what's on his mind.
Right.
And we were like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Barbie movie was coming out. Like, we should
Totally.
probably align it. We sent it to Margot Robbie's agent to get their opinion, and her husband wrote back that they loved it. We're like, okay, there's
that's
something
awesome.
here. Yeah, there's
I was
something
going to ask
here.
if she had seen it.
Oh yeah,
or
she's
heard
heard it.
it.
She heard
Oh,
it before
my
anybody.
gosh.
That's
Loved
cool.
It. Yeah,
That means she's gonna watch the video.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully, we're gonna definitely send it to her team and everything. But her and her husband loved it. I was kind of disappointed to hear that she had a husband, but
I was just going to say, I didn't know that either.
I didn't either.
Who is she married to? Are they famous?
I have no idea.
I
Okay.
don't think he is. He's a producer.
okay.
Okay.
He produces some of the movies she's been in
Okay.
and stuff. But
That makes
Gotcha.
sense.
yeah, so they both love the song, and it's funny because when we released it on Friday, there was I think there was 2 or 3 songs from the Barbie movie that were actually on the soundtrack, and people were texting me all day, just like, oh my God, I didn't hear the song in the movie, but I love it from the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not on the soundtrack. It's completely separate.
Wow. Have you had a song on a soundtrack for a movie yet?
No, not for a movie.
That's gotta be coming.
What's funny is years ago, one of the first cool things that my music got was Sour Patch Kids, which
Love
is a
that song.
decade-old song now.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
LeBron James used it for the theme song for his show Survivor's Remorse that was
Oh,
on Showtime.
that's cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I got to hear that every time I watched the episode, and so
That's
that was
pretty
cool.
cool.
But no, I've had it in Netflix movies. I've had a couple songs and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but no, it's still on the bucket list.
Yeah. I've definitely heard him on MTV shows and whatnot.
Yeah. And then we did Wild and Out maybe
Yep.
a couple months ago, which was a really interesting experience. Me and my friend J.O., we flew out to Atlanta to do this, and I had written all my jokes because I had been told from my friend Hannah Stocking, because she did it, that you're for sure going to be against Nick so that you can dish out stuff. So I'm like, bet. So I wrote all these great disses for Nick, and I get there that day, and they're like, cool, so you're on Nick's team.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to use any of the stuff that I had
shit.
written. So I just kind of hung out, drank a little bit, had fun with the team, and sang some songs, and then I sang a song called Gold Rush I had released, and that was
Yeah.
it. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't get to do any of the disses that I thought I was going to do.
Speaking of gold, how many albums have you now had that have gone gold, platinum? I mean, I remember seeing Drew Barrymore just kept climbing the charts. And how many records do you have now?
What's weird is some of them have come back out of nowhere, and I just found out that I'm Not Alright, which came out in 2019.
Yeah.
It's gold in U.S., it's double platinum in Canada.
Wow.
Amazing.
So it'd be 6 songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
I was
dope.
looking at your Spotify, and you have, Drew Barrymore has 300 and something million streams, and then
Wow.
all of your top fives have over 100 million streams. I mean, I
I'm
knew you were
glad
big, but
people
I
are
was looking at
listening.
those numbers, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is
Well, it's funny
huge.
too. I've talked to people about this because people will ask me, if somebody else walks up, especially, they'll be like, "Oh, are you famous?" And I'm like, "If you have to ask."
Right. I say
probably
the
not.
same thing.
Yeah.
But you probably get recognized also a lot now.
Yes, but I'm in this weird middle ground place where I can go and live my life and kind of do what I want to do out in public, and also see fans 3 or 4 times a day, and but they don't freak out how they would if they saw Justin Bieber. They're just yo, I love your music. Can we get a picture? Cool. Have a great day. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a wonderful way to be. I was just in Italy for 3 weeks, and the first day that I went by myself because I just needed to breathe somewhere. And I landed in Rome, and I went to my hostel that wasn't ready yet. I wanted to stay in a hostel for the first day because I never did that when I was college age because I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So I just was like, okay, I'll stay a day in a hostel, and then I'll go get an Airbnb somewhere. So, get to the hostel, room's not ready yet. I'm sitting downstairs, and there's all these other kids that are just waiting, just taking naps. I'm talking to this girl from Australia, telling her, yeah, I do music. My name's Bryce Vine. And some kid wakes up from his nap across the room, some Australian kid. He goes, Bryce Vine, I love your music. I'm listening to it right now.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a cool life.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you got to be grateful for moments like
I
that.
say this
Yeah.
all the time where I'm like, how, hundreds of millions of streams that I'm like, how does he not have millions and millions of followers. Like, how are you not just like as big as Drake?
Yeah, that is.
It's insane to me because you're so fucking talented and such a good performer.
And your Instagram is really cool. You do some really cool photos and content.
I just don't do enough of it.
Well, you have like
it
18
is.
posts now. Did you just delete everything?
Yeah,
Rebrand?
we deleted a bunch of stuff, and now I have like a bunch of. I actually brought a videographer out to Italy to shoot a bunch of stuff for Margot Robbie that we're just gonna lay out over the next few weeks.
Cool.
I tried very hard to avoid having to do social media because, like,
it's a full-time job.
It is. It's very much a full-time job.
I know. That's why I have my sister.
Trying to avoid it, yeah, and she's great at it. But I didn't really grow up doing that. Like, nobody in my family was like. My mom was an actress on a soap opera, but like nobody was super in the entertainment industry. So I just kind of figured it out as I went, and I didn't know how important it was to have your face out there and your being out there, and just I'm an artist, so it's weird that part of the job is being an extrovert, even if you're not.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like Bob Dylan. Like having to be like, so
On
this
the
is my
gram.
skincare routine. Like, I would never, but so it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
And when I grew up, it was like artists could be as mysterious as they wanted to be as long as they made great music.
Yeah.
And now there's only like 2 people that can do that. It's like Childish Gambino and Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
They're
you
like
gotta be
the only
big
exceptions.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, why are you not main stage at fucking Coachella? And then I saw, was it weekend 2? You performed at Coachella,
I did.
and I'm not there. I'm like, of course, I'm not at the Coachella
You're not
that you perform
manifesting
at.
enough.
I
What are you
know.
doing?
Damn it. I was there weekend 1. I
Video
saw.
lead, baby.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen next time. Yeah.
Yes.
Coachella was interesting. That place is.
So was that
so
true?
interesting.
Your story that you posted about Coachella, or was that like a
one?
gimmick about how you ate some mushrooms or did something right before you went on stage, or was that a joke?
It was a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was dying to know if that was real.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like that'd be kind of fun. No?
I know.
I mean,
I was like, is this for the TikTok? Or did he really be like, oh, fuck, I gotta go perform now?
now that I'm an adult, like, I'm comfortable enough with my own integrity and like know what my limits are to like experiment. But I would never want to implement that into like young people, which isn't the coolest thing to say because everybody is like open and honest about, drugs and anxiety and depression and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't necessarily just like want to do that. So no, I didn't even smoke weed until I was like 28.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I've never tried pretty much most things. I've tried Molly one time. It was not at that time, and so I was always had like a healthy fear of drugs.
Yeah.
So it was especially funny to put out that video and have people be like. So like that, like they looked at the pill in my hand.
Oh yeah,
and,
it was like Molly or something.
and they were guessing that it was all these different things, and I'm like, no, it's none of those
You're
things.
like, what
It's
are
like-
half the things you just listed?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what these are. You're barking up the wrong
funny.
tree. But it worked. I mean, it went viral. So
No,
that
it was
funny.
so good. But I wanted to ask you. I was like, wait, did he really do that? Because he like comes out on stage and is like, oh, I just took my first whatever, and it's so funny.
And it's so funny because people some people really got mad about that. Actually, like some people messaged me like, I thought you were a good influence on my kids and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, I am, but like your kids also watch Euphoria. And
Yeah.
you don't seem bothered by that.
Right.
So I don't really know why you hold me to this like crazy standard. I appreciate it, but like I'm
Totally.
just trying to have some fun.
Yeah. So what is next for Bryce Vine, and who is your dream artist to collab with if you haven't already?
Oh, that's a good question. The tour starts again. I'm always touring, but the tour starts end of or mid-August. It's called the Interstate Tour. We're just like going to a bunch of places that we missed on the last tour, and I have a rosé coming out.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did a collab with a winery or a vineyard in Oregon.
Okay.
I met this guy. I had said that I wanted to do wine like a while ago because like people made my name like Bryce Wine and like Rice Wine and all these different things. And I was like, yeah, that would actually be really fun. And I went to Chateau randomly one night, Chateau Marmont. I never go there. And I sat next to a guy whose wife was a fan. And he's like, yeah, we own this vineyard in Oregon. And I'm like, I'm an artist. And he's like, well, we want to do a collab with an artist. I'm like,
Wow.
let's do this. They flew me out to Oregon. I tasted all their wines.
Wow.
And decided on a rosé because I figured like my audience would probably
Totally.
it's a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes hand in hand with Margot Robbie, so it's called Pretty Bird. So that drops.
That's a
oh
cool
my God, I
name.
can't wait to try it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
I'll try it in a
excited.
couple months when
Yeah.
I can.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
smell it until then.
Yeah.
I'll just hold the bottle over your
I've been
nose.
smelling everything. People like, I was at a birthday party, like, you're sure you don't want just like a sip of rosé? And I was like, can I just get a little in a glass to sniff? And everyone was like,
You sound like you have a problem.
yeah.
That's
I'm like, I'll
probably
sniff it. I'll huff that wine.
That's so funny.
That's
huffing
awesome,
wine.
though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe
Right?
you should be the ad for it.
Well,
excited
thank
about it.
you so much for
Thanks for
getting into
having
some
me.
shenanigans with me, having me as your lead girl in this video.
So cool.
It was so much fun. If you guys haven't seen the video, please go check it out. Stream Margot Robbie and all things Bryce Vine, because you're dope as fuck. You're literally one of the best performers I've ever seen live. I'm
Thank
not
you.
just saying that.
Agreed. Agreed.
Like
I hope
the
we can
energy.
catch some shows
I
on this
do
tour.
30 minutes at emo night, and I'm like, how does he do it?
Yeah, we definitely need to find a
Those breathing
city to go
exercises.
to
The
on this
breathing
tour.
And
exercises.
yoga. I do yoga like every
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
I need to do more breathing exercises before my 30-minute DJ
Yeah.
set.
You work out all the time.
I know, but I don't do a lot of cardio. Yeah, it's just,
important.
I'm just like the weights pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. All right, everyone,
Yeah,
go
awesome.
follow, go stream all things Bryce Vine. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Janet,
congratulations.
thanks for
having me.
co-hosting.
Just to
Yeah,
be
happy to
nominated
be
is an
here.
honor. So
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
I've been searching for this all my life.